Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to go ahead and get started. I will monitor if anybody else is trying to come into the meeting. I'm Tara Kruger. I'm the marketing coordinator at C&W Technologies. I would like to first welcome you all to our virtual Lunch and Learn Microsoft Copilot AI webinar entitled The Future of AI in the Workplace. We are thrilled to have such a diverse group of attendees. Thank you for joining us today. Today, we will have the opportunity to hear from C&W Technologies CEO, Eric Keene, and one of our partners, Andy Ellison, who will discuss the importance of AI in today's business landscape. Before we begin, I would like to mention a few housekeeping details. This meeting will be recorded for future reference. All participants' microphones will be muted throughout the presentation. However, please feel free to use the chat feature if you have any questions or comments during this session. I will be monitoring the chat closely and will address them accordingly. Also, if we have a special offer for our attendees to show our appreciation for your participation. C&W Technologies will be providing a gift card for lunch on us. However, to participate and be eligible for this offer, you must stay until the end of the webinar and complete a post-event survey, which will be sent out via email after this session. Thank you again for joining us, and we hope you enjoy the presentation. Let's get started. First, I would like to hand it over to Eric Keene to share more about who we are as a company and why we believe AI is crucial for businesses today.
Good morning, everybody. I'm glad to see we have a great attendance here today. Just a little bit about us, C&W Technologies. We've been here serving the region and actually much of the Southeast since 1985. So we're 39 years old. So we've got started in the early days of computer technology. And we, as such, we've always been a little bit forward-looking. We look forward to what is the new technology coming out and how that can apply in the business realm. So we've been doing that. We like to say we do IT right since 1985, and we really try to focus on providing a terminology that was often used in our sector over the years was bleeding edge and cutting edge. We like to say more like cutting edge technology instead of bleeding edge. We are AI is of course on everybody's mind. How do I use it? What is it? How will it affect business? We have actually been utilizing AI since 2 years ago, since 2022. And we've been working in it in the small and mid-sized business sector. And we are really excited to be a Microsoft partner. We've been a Microsoft partner for the vast majority of those 39 years. And we are really happy that Microsoft has brought together AI technology that's actually usable today and is just continuing to grow at a very rapid pace. So we'd really like to welcome you to take a look at AI. And if you don't have a full understanding after this session, please reach out to us. But I think this is going to really open your eyes and help you see how you can utilize AI in your business, and we're here to help you figure all that out. So with no further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Andy Ellison, our partner, with our AI partner with Microsoft, and let him give you a little rundown and show you some of the get your feet wet with AI. So Andy, let's see if we can take it away.
Thank you, Eric. So I'm going to do a little presentation here, and then I'm going to show you the demo. We're going to look and see exactly how you can hopefully use a Copilot and how to help save you time and make you more productive. And so we're going to go over a lot of the value of Copilot and what it can do for SMB and how it could possibly transform your organization. AI, nothing new. It's been around since the 50s. So it's been, learning and growing, and everything really changed in 2021 when it all became generative. So that's when AI really, really started moving along. So we see that if you look at like mobile phones, it took mobile phones 16 years to get up to 100 million users. And ChatGPT, it took in 2 months, an astounding 2 months, they went from 0 to 100 million, which is just, it's insane how everybody sees that this is the way things are going. And so it's going to be a kind of what it is without Copilot and what are they saying once they get it. So on the left, 60% of leaders say there's a lack of innovation or breakthrough ideas, and that's a concern. People have struggled to find time to get their work done, and 70% said that they would, if they could, they'd delegate as much of their work to AI as they could to lessen the workload. And then over on the right, 68%, once they got Copilot, it improved their work. 70%, it made them more productive. And it's crazy that 77%, once they get Copilot, they don't want to give it up. So if you do get it, you'll see, wow, I can really see what those we're talking about. And it just, how is it making them more productive? You're spending less time processing email. Wait to see what it can do. It can, as far as meeting notes, you're not going to, the days of taking notes during a meeting, they're over once you get it. And a good first draft faster. It's the blank canvas syndrome of maybe if you have to make a PowerPoint or, hey, write us a 2-page Word doc on whatever, and you're just sitting there looking at the blank doc. It's the blank canvas syndrome. You don't know how to start. You can create something with Copilot, not saying you're going to use the whole thing, but it's really going to give you that good first draft a lot faster. This is the Microsoft 11 by 11 tipping point. They find once people use, and it's on the bottom, the 3 to 6, 7 to 10, 10 plus, it's weeks. So once they have it, Copilot for over that 10th week is when they really start getting more productive. So we get more productive, meeting relief, because, everyone, there are people late to this meeting, up to over 6 minutes late. If you're late and you have Copilot, as long as the transcription, you're good. You're fine. You'll never miss a meeting again. We have meetings that run over. Everyone does every single day where it was a customer sat issue or something. And so we're talking to the customer and we can't tell them, look, I have to go to another meeting. So you missed the meeting, but with Copilot, with Teams, and I'll show you, you can just get a recap and you can ask it questions. What were concerns in the meeting? Was I mentioned all that stuff? But yeah, so productivity, meeting relief, work enjoyment, and work-life balance. It all went up by that 11th week. Here's the company Dentsu gave it to their employees, and using Viva, they did a survey. And so on average, people said they were finding they were saving 15 to 30 minutes a day, which depending on what you do, it could be a lot more. They increased their one-to-one time with direct reports, and they saw an increase of uninterrupted hours by 18%. So here's 3 SMBs. So these people got Copilot, and here's what they said. So Flo said they don't think there's a single position in the company that wouldn't benefit from it. DLT apps, big one here. I no longer need to spend time consolidating meeting notes. Copilot does it for you, as I'm going to show you. And then how it works with Outlook. So OpenOcean was really impressed how it works with Outlook, and wait till you see what it can do. So this will just be, we're going to go through the apps and kind of how can you use it. So with Copilot, with PowerPoint, and you can create a PowerPoint presentation on anything at all, and you can point it to a file. So, and you're going to hear the word prompt a lot. A prompt is kind of what you ask Copilot to do. The better you get at prompting, and Microsoft provides a whole bunch of ways to do that, the better you get at prompting, the better your result will be. So the better your prompt is, the better your result will be. So these will just, and you're going to hear me talk about prompts and show you prompts. And so these are just prompts you could do with PowerPoint. So you can say, hey, create a 5-slide presentation based off of, and I'm going to show you based off of this Word doc. You could consolidate a presentation, or you could say, hey, reformat into 3 bullets with 3 columns, each with a picture. And I get asked a lot, hey, the pictures that Microsoft uses are get copyright. Is there a copyright problem? No, none of the pictures are copyrighted, and it's all Microsoft stock photos. In Excel, what can you do? And I'll show you, but you can literally ask it anything you want. You can say, hey, column D, profit margin, or whatever, create a line graph showing for this. Or if you like pivot charts, you're gonna love this. But you can say, hey, give me a breakdown by sales and by type and channel, and insert it into a table. You can project the impact of whatever. I'll ask it to, hey, if we can reduce our production cost, what will our margin be? And put that in a new column, and then it's going to do it. And it takes just a couple seconds. And then model how to change the growth rate for variable and what would be my impact on gross margin. So you can ask it anything that you want to ask, and it'll do it for you. And in Word is, wait to see, it can create anything for you. You can, like, if you're a teacher, you could say, hey, create a 2-day lesson plan for this. And it will create it very quickly. You can ask it to include sample test questions at the end, and it's going to do all that for you with an amazing speed. So Copilot prompts to ask, draft a 2-page project proposal based off of what doc? And then you can, if you do write something, you can say, hey, grab that and say, hey, make this paragraph more concise and change the tone of this document to be more casual, or create a 1-page draft based on a rough outline. And I will show you a lot of these, but yeah, it's just or you can, in Word, you can, if somebody, so say you have a customer that has a doc and they're like very excited about a product they're inventing, creating, whatever, and they send you the doc. You can ask Copilot, hey, summarize this doc for me. What's the summary? And then you can ask it questions on, are there any dates or deadlines I need to know about? This I'll show you, but yeah, there's so much that you can do. And Outlook, a big one, and I get this a lot, where somebody will raise their hand and say, Andy, they have Copilot and a long string email going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So then, it's a customer sat issue, and they're like, I need your assistance immediately. You can summarize the email. People are like, it would have taken me 2 hours to go through and find out what this customer was wanting me to do for them, but with Copilot, in seconds, and then you're on the phone with them and you're taking care of that. But yeah, you can summarize the emails. You can have it as your personal assistant. You can say, type me an email and to Tara and say, hey, I love C&W and how can I do whatever for you? But yeah, you can draft responses and it'll do it for you. You can invite everyone to a lunch and learn about new product launches. And again, it's your personal assistant. You're going to ask it, type me an email and say this, and it's going to this person. In Teams, again, we go into the you go into the meeting. So say you're late, you can go into the meeting and you can say summarize. You open up Copilot, summarize what I've missed so far. As long as recording and transcription is turned on, you're going to be good to go. Create a table for pros and cons. You can ask it, what are questions I can ask that will make this meeting more lively? What would be good questions to ask? What decisions have been made, and what are some next steps? So yeah, it's so great with Teams. People that have it love it. As far as the writing notes and then sending out a recap to people, that's over. It's done. And here, this is what it looks like. And I will show you this. So in the middle, we got the AI notes, the meeting notes right there. And then here, let me zoom in. Okay, so then the speakers, Mona. So if Mona is your boss or your biggest customer or whatever, and you just want to see what Mona has to say, you just click on the blue there on Mona's line, and it's going to go right to where Mona's talking. So it makes that very easy. Then over here, you open up Copilot on the side, and you can start asking it questions like, what have I missed so far? What are people excited about? That type of stuff. So it's right there. It's so cool, and I'll show you. So how exactly does it work? And I get this a lot of, how does it work? So on the top, good thing I ended with Teams. So on the top, you have the user and their device. So they type into Copilot, they type into Teams, a prompt, and that prompt is going to go down to the Microsoft Graph. And the graph is where all of the information is. So it's the information that this person has access to. So it's going to then go and, depending on what was the prompt was, what they were asked, it's going to go into their folders, as far as OneDrive folders that they have access to. It's going to go to Exchange Online, and any group mailboxes that they have access to, it's going to go and look in there, and it's going to go into their user email boxes. It's going to go into Viva Exchange groups that they have access to, and then it's going to go into SharePoint. It's going to go into their SharePoint drive, and then any team sites, again, that they have access to. So that information goes back up to the graph, and it puts it together and sends it to the semantic index. So the semantic index is really the brain of the whole operation. It sees all the information. It's reading all your chats, all your emails. It reads everything. So it knows exactly what the prompt was. Well, it can read exactly what it is and understand it. It sees all the information, and it puts it back together as an answer in language that you understand. So, and then it goes back up in through Teams and back to you. So that is basically how it works. And what is indexed? So what is currently indexed? All your Word files, your PowerPoints, PDFs, web pages, OneNotes. It's reading through everything that you have access to. So that is what it is. A big difference, and I get this a lot. Hey, here, I think it's on the next page, actually. So what is the difference, like ChatGPT? If you're using ChatGPT and you're copying and pasting your company's information into ChatGPT, Chat will use that to train its LLM. Microsoft does not do that at all. Any information, your company information that you put into Copilot is not used to help anybody else out. So that's normally a big one. And what is the difference between, say, like Google and Copilot? So what is this AI and what is it worth? So up top here, you can see that I put in Project Melbourne Showroom. And Google goes, did you mean Project Melbourne Showroom? And it's going to bring up stuff on Melbourne, on upcoming workshops, Project Melbourne, Melbourne Phase 3 office build out, and facts about Melbourne. But Copilot is going to know that I didn't mean Project Melbourne Showroom. There's something that I work on called Project Melbourne Ship Room, and Copilot is going to know this. So it's going to give me AI created prompts that maybe I'm looking for, for the comprehensive plan. It's going to know that somebody named Karen Blair puts together something and sends it out, and she sent it to me 5 days ago. So that may be something I'm looking for. It's got a whole bunch of AI type prompts and questions that it's going to get for me based off of Project Melbourne Ship Room, which was a project that I work on. So yeah, Copilot knows that if you misspell something, this is probably what you're going to be looking for. And I'll show you, it is going to create some AI generated prompts of what my next question may be. So again, your business data is protected. So user and business data will not leak outside the organization. Chat data is not saved, and nobody at Microsoft can read your chat data. And then it is not going to be used to help out the LLM. So the large language model. So your information is protected. So who can use it? We'll just kind of go through how maybe somebody out there, we have a whole diverse crowd here. So, we may have sales managers or people in HR. So how can you use it? What are some ideas? So here's a day in the life of a sales lead. So a sales lead comes in, and everyone gets emails of, hey, solar. We're here in Florida, so we get emails every other day, every other second about solar. So maybe a solar salesperson may go in, and first thing they say is, show me emails from new centers. Maybe somebody responded to all your emails. So hey, we've got a customer, so we're going to use Teams. We're going to say, hey, Teams, we did a training on creating a pitch. So can you give me a recap of that meeting? And then we can use PowerPoint to say a prompt of, hey, create a template based off of that pitch to go to the customer. And then we have the meeting with the customer, and it's in Teams. So we can create AI notes of the meeting. And then, because they may have said something where during the meeting, we're like, wow, that's great. Or this is my biggest concern, and you didn't write it down. So we use Teams, we go through the meeting, and then we can very quickly use Outlook to create a email to them, thanking them for their time. So a marketing manager, how to better brainstorm. And you'll see that you can open up Word and ask it literally, hey, help me type anything from recipes to anything at all. And it can, again, it may not be exactly what you use, but boy, it's going to be a great first draft. So never start from scratch. And then you can take that word and you can put it over into Outlook and say, hey, create me a presentation based off of this file, and it'll do it. And then in seconds, you can quickly respond to emails, create emails, find emails from people that everyone has that where somebody sent you something and I don't know where it is. Did I put it in OneDrive? Did I put it on my desktop? Because I've got, new file 1, 2, 3, 4, because I'm too lazy to write, Tara sent email. So I just, put it in new file, whatever. And I'm looking for something Tara sent me. And you can very quickly ask it, hey, where is that? And it's going to bring it and it'll find it for you. So with Excel, you can analyze business results very quickly. Wait till you see how it works. You can get breakdowns and create graphs. You can summarize trends, project the business impact of offering a 15% discount again. Say you offered a discount, or hey, if we reduced our operational cost or the production cost, what will our margin be? And I'll show you how this works. It's so cool. And then you can use draft a response really quick in Outlook or in Loop, and then send it to them. Share the solution. So a recruiting manager. So say C&W, we put a job description out there. So I got to create the job description. Hey, let's ask Word to do it. And I'll show you Word. It's really cool because Word can help you. Say we have a problem with Excel where maybe you have somebody new, or everyone's had this where you're looking for a formula for something and you're say VLOOKUP. Hey, what's the formula for VLOOKUP? You can ask Word as an instructor, create a step-by-step how to do VLOOKUP in Excel, and watch how quick it can show you that. But so yeah, we create the job description. So then in Teams, we're going to use Teams to have the meeting, interview this person, and it's going to create notes. And we can go through the meeting notes really quick, decide who we like the best, and then we're going to draft an offer letter. So we like Maya the best, and now we're going to draft her an offer letter with a start date of this, and include details about the job on our benefits package. And then you can, from a file, and send it right to her. So Copilot is great working with the apps that you're already using. So let's go to Copilot. So here we are. So this is Copilot for M365. I know there's lots of different Copilots, but so as far as if you log into Office, so here we are at home, and then we just go to Copilot, it's right there. Nice and easy, and we just open it up. And then from here, it's going to give us prompt ideas. So these 6 boxes in the center are all prompt ideas. So does everyone here, everyone, and these are just things everybody can relate to so clearly. So when is my next meeting with, when's my next meeting with anybody? So I work with, and you click on that and it's going to bring up who you work with the most. So Mika is a Teams phone person and I do a lot of calls with her. And geez, when is my next meeting with her? She may have called and said, well, make sure you have everything ready by the next meeting. And it's going to say, when is my next meeting with Mika? And very quickly, there it is right there. Oh, it's today. All right. So thank goodness. And then if you click over, and I can click right on that, and it's going to take it right to the meeting invite. So that fast, you can find who is, or when is my next meeting? How long would that have taken you to go through your calendar and find when your next meeting is? And if you just click on new chat up top, it's going to bring them right back up. So here are the prompts. These are 6 of some of their best, most used prompts. And so important, getting good at prompting is so important. But if you click on view prompts down here, it's going to, now we've got more prompts. And if you click on the blue, just start as a draft, create a fax based on this doc. I want to save that prompt. So when I open that, if I click on saved prompts, it's going to have just the ones I use the most here. So really cool. You can save prompts. That's going to save you more time right there. But you know what we want to find out more about? Here are these prompts. See all prompts. So we click on this, and this takes us to Microsoft's landing page called the Copilot Lab. In just about every app you can get there, It's really, it's just a great place. So based off the app, what app do we want to use? Maybe we just want to use Outlook, and you click on that and just the Outlook prompts would come up. What tasks do we want to do? Do we want to create, edit, ask, understand, catch up, whatever? And then job type. What is my job type? Maybe for just people in HR, it's going to take you here. So we'll do that. And it just thins out just the AR based prompts. So then down here, we have more information, quick tips for better prompts. And it's all just articles and information on how to get better at prompts. And then we got the FAQs. So what are prompts? What can I get done with prompts? How do I get the best results? So here, if you open this up, you click on this, it takes you right to learn. And then from here, we got videos, all sorts of information on how to get better with prompts, because it's really important that the better you get at prompts, the more likely are you're going to like Copilot, because you're going to have a really good result. So we close out of that. We go back to our prompts, and then how to help me prepare for a meeting. So it's going to, again, it reads everything. It's going to know what my meetings are. There we go. Here, partner enablement. So help me prepare for this meeting. And it's tomorrow. And it's going to go through and read everything about it and tell me who's going to be there and how can I get ready for it. And these references, it's really cool because it'll take you right to the email. So there you go. How cool is that? I mean, it's just such a great thing. And then again, with the prompts down here, it reads everything. So it is AI generating prompts that it thinks I would ask next. So how cool is that? So let's, okay. Here we did that. So here. So say you have a really big customer and you want to know, hey, what are the last 5 emails that they sent me? And I know you could just go into Outlook, but then you'd have to click through each one. And this is going to give you great little summaries of the email. And again, with the reference, if I click on that, it's going to take me right to that email. It's just such a great thing. It's so many great prompts. And then can you provide more details on my first email? Summarize the main points from all 5 emails. It's just what great things that you can get. And here we go. So Mika, as I said, she's my Teams phone person. She shared with me something about audio conferencing. Can you find it? Everyone has done this. How much time have we wasted looking for the file we put somewhere? So she sent me something about audio conferencing. Can you find it? And it's gonna give me anything she sent me about audio conferencing right there, that fast. So what a huge, huge time saver that is, just getting from that. And you can do it from last month. So she said, and you can say, all right. She sent me something, it was last month she sent it. Can you find it? And apparently she didn't. But yeah, it would so quickly say, here it is right here. But yeah, maybe Mika in the last 2 months. But yeah, just that quick, it's going to find out something. All right, so now I'm going to ask it to review my calendar and identify a 2-hour window for a meeting with Mika and John Peterson, another person I work with, ensure the time doesn't conflict with any commitments. And it's to talk about my pending and my imminent promotion and making their attendance mandatory. So I'm asking it so it's going to look in my calendar. And this is one of the ways it can look in calendars and schedule a meeting. So now it's going over to my calendar for the next 2 weeks. And again, I'm asking it for suggest 3 potential time slots. And there, 1, 2, and 3 right there. So, and they work for all 3 for us to discuss. Let me know if you'd like it. So here, I want to draft an email with it and schedule the meeting of the time slot. So here I can say, hey, can you draft me an email? Sending it to Mika. And again, I haven't said it yet. Always read If you ask Copilot to type you an email, please read that email before you hit send. So this is saying your attendance is mandatory. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to tell this person that their attendance is mandatory. So I asked Copilot, hey, can you make this more casual? And very quickly, it is going to go through and it's going to rewrite the email for me. And now your presence is really important for this discussion. So I appreciate your quick response. So how cool is that? You read it, you ask it to, hey, can you write it? Can you make it more casual? And you can do that with emails as I'm about to show you. But just how cool is that? There's so many great prompts that can save you so much time. I love the, find the email, find the file that they sent. So we have the meeting and then we go. So you have a meeting as long as transcription and recording is turned on, you can get this summary like this. So say you have the meeting and then we're going to go in and you can see we got the recording right here. It's got the speakers who spoke. It's got the topics that they talked about, chapters. So speakers again. So Mark spoke the whole time. If I want to go to where he speaks in the middle, you just click on the middle in the blue and it's going to take you right there. So it's really super. If say your biggest customer or your boss or whatever, and you just want to hear what they had to say, it was right there. That's where it is. Over here on the side, we got the AI notes. So you can copy and paste this into a Word and send it out to everybody saying, anyone who missed it, here are the notes. Or if you miss a meeting, you can quickly go in and read the notes. And again, these are just the AI notes. I want to see what he actually did say. You just click on transcription and it's all right there, word for word, everything that was said. So from there, say we want to ask it questions on what were the concerns. We don't have time to listen to the whole recording. So up here on the top right, under close, see the Copilot icon hidden and it's turning blue. We click on that. Now we can ask it questions about the meeting. So we're saying for each participant in the meeting, what was their biggest concern and what were they most excited about? And it is going to go through the transcription and it's very quickly going to give us some answers on what were people's biggest concerns and what were they most excited about. And you can see how quickly that did that. And I know he was the only one, but what questions can the group ask to generate ideas? It's going to give you, and this is great for, hey, you want to impress somebody, you can open up Copilot during a meeting, to say it's a meeting, a technical meeting, whatever, and you can say, hey, what would be a great question to ask at this point? What would questions asked to generate more ideas? And it's going to read, again, it's going to read through the transcription and give you an answer. And there you go. Just that quick. It's going to go through and yeah. What are the pros and cons of this meeting? And it's still going on with the questions that we could ask. So what are the pros and cons of the meeting? It's just the days of meetings and writing notes and trying to remember what people said. And you're like, gosh, he said 3 things and I only wrote down 2 because he was talking so fast. What was it he said? So there you go. That quick. There are the pros and cons. So yeah, meetings and teams, it's really just changed everything. So Outlook. So here we are in Outlook and everyone has had this where we have a email. Oh, that's a kind of a long email. Where maybe a customer sat issue, it's, could be a chain of 20 different responses and back and forth and all that. And we hit summarize with Copilot and it is very quickly going to read that email and give me a summary of exactly what was said. So that fast. And I've done demos and customers have said, this has happened and it could have taken 2 hours to figure it out. And you saw how fast that just did that. And then I could very quickly read and go through it. But on this, so say we want to helping us respond to emails very quickly. So you'll see it pop up on the bottom. It just popped up there. And then in Teams, if I say, hey, Tara, are you busy? And the little bubble pops up, it'll say yes, no, give me a minute, whatever. Or they say something and you hit the bubble and respond, and that's all it types. So I'm going to just click on the bubble here, check access policies, because it's read all the emails and it knows what I may ask. I could either hit draft with Copilot and type something up, but I'm going to let Copilot do it. Check access policies, and it's going to create a draft for me very, very quickly. Again, just a huge time saver. And we're going to read it before we send it, but we thank you for bringing it to attention. Lack of subscription options for the tenant. And then this is really cool, and you'll use this a lot. Anything you'd like to change, you can either type it, or if you click on edit prompt, click on that. We can make it longer, shorter, more formal, more direct, more casual, or even make it a poem. It will make it a poem. But we want to make it more formal. And it's creating a draft. Did it get rid of the first one? Nope. You can see now I'm 2 of 2. I can go back to 1 of 2. If I'm like, I read that one, you know what? I actually like the other one better. So I like that the best. So then from here, we are going to hit keep it. We like that response. And again, it's your personal assistant. Type me an email that says this, and I'll show you that in a second. So if we do hit keep it, from here, you see the Copilot icon up top, where if we click on that, it's draft with Copilot or coaching by Copilot. So as long as you have 100 characters or more, if you hit coaching by Copilot, say have somebody brand new, somebody right out of college or something that really hasn't had a lot of professional email writing as far as within corporate America or whatever, hit coaching by Copilot, and it is going to look through the email, and it's going to give you very quickly examples on how you could make it better. Make a friendlier tone, collaborative resolution, clarify technical details. So coaching by Copilot, just another cool way that Copilot could help you train your people or whatever. So from here, we're going to go new email. And a new one's going to pop up. So if you see here, type and then draft with Copilot, we're going to click on that. And then what do you want your email to say? So as our personal assistant, we are going to say, hey, help me draft a sales competition with a Stanley Cup theme for maybe I'm a sales manager that has points for sales one and a list of prizes they can win. We're trying to fire people up. They want to go see the Lightning play. So here we go, draft it up. And I gave it one sentence. So let's see what it comes up with. So here we go. I have some exciting news for you. We will be launching a sales competition with a Stanley Cup theme. Let me make that bigger so you can see. The competition based on the number of sales you make, the points awarded for each sale. The more you make, greater chances. Here's some of the prizes you can win. A trip for 2 to the Stanley Cup Finals. Let's look at all the prizes. So Copilot by itself came up with all this. So how cool is that? And again, if we want to change it, anything at all, here, I'll show you. You can make it a poem, and it's going to write a poem. Exciting news to tell, a sales competition themed so well. How great is that? Could become a songwriter and just write songs and maybe use Copilot. But anyways, how cool is that? Can very quickly create emails that fast. Again, don't send it before reading it to make sure, but that is just how long did that take? And it may not be the thing you end up with, but it's a great first draft, and you can add to it, do whatever you want, change it around, make it longer, shorter, more casual, more formal. So that is Copilot with Outlook as far as writing emails. There's another, so next to my picture up here, up top, you see there's another Copilot icon. This is about my most favorite part of Copilot. So if you click on that, it's going to help me write, create a draft email, organize my box, find something from a person, again, between January and March, ask me this, or the Copilot prompt down here. It's the little prompt icon. It looks like a little cell phone, but if you click on that, we want to understand. So this is so cool. Catch up on unread emails. So say you're on vacation and you come back and catch up on unread emails. What should be on my radar from emails this week? It's going to read them. And if something says, I need you to call me right away, it's going to bring that up. Do I have any action items in my unread emails? Summarize my upcoming meetings for the next 2 days. Summarize my emails from this person. So we'll summarize emails from Mika. And it's going to summarize them for us. And then here it is. And you're like, okay, that's kind of long. Can we make it? And then you want it shorter. Ask Copilot, can you make this more concise? So it is going to rewrite that for you. And then there, now it's just that. So yeah, you can again, and so we'll go through like, all right, kind of like this, understand here. We'll do a different one. We'll go, we're going to ask, find a file somebody sent me about whatever, just it's endless what you can do. And it's just what a great tool of summarize my upcoming meetings for the next 2 days. I mean, what a huge time saver. Are you going to look through your calendar or have it do this? And you can ask it to help you get ready for those meetings because it knows the files and everything that might be in it. So there you go. It's going to go through all my meetings for the next 2 days. I mean, just what a huge, cool time saver that is. So yeah, again, and they're adding to Copilot all the time. VLOOKUP is coming for Excel, but so that just shows you how fast you quickly respond to emails because it's going to read the email and then respond. What do you want to say? So here we are in Excel. So this is a bike company. So they make e-bikes. So here is their e-bike category: hybrid, mountain bike, road bike, touring bikes. So they're all their bikes. So, we open up Copilot on the side over here and we want to, and again, you have to be in the information, in the grid, in the numbers, then it'll work. So we want to show data insights. So anybody who likes or creates pivot charts is going to love the next couple minutes that I'm about to show them. So it's going to look through all the information and it's going to very quickly make a chart. So here's a chart. Great. And it's got the road bikes, mountain bike, e-bikes, all based off category. We like it. Can we add it to a new sheet? Sure. Click for Copilot to add it to a new sheet, and there it is. And we can click in it to customize it even more. But how quickly is that? We're like, all right, we liking these charts. We want to add all insights to grid. And it's really cool because you can it knew I was going to ask that because it's right there. But so we can click on that. Oh, and this is such a cool button, refresh button. You can ask it anything you want and it'll do it. But you may not have an idea. I don't know what I want to ask. How can I get ideas? So in Excel, and again, we can click on view prompts and then view more prompts and view all prompts and go to the Copilot lab. So, but for here, we want to hit the refresh button. So, three more, and then three more, and then three more. And you can sit there all day and you're like, show charts and, and then you're like, oh my gosh, show items with ID of value or whatever. How many models have disc brakes? I didn't even think of that. Can we add that? And it's going to show you. But we want to add that refresh button is great. I love it. But add all insights to grid. That's what we want it to do. If anyone here likes pivot charts and knows how much time it takes, watch this. So it is going to go through and I don't know what happened there. Maybe because I did not. There we go. Sometimes it's weird. You can ask it something and it'll give you an answer, and you can ask it the same question as you just see right there. Perfect example. Now we've got, look at all these pivot charts and great information. C-level executives love this stuff. They're like, oh my gosh, that is so cool because that's what they love doing. But yeah, so it just added it right to a new sheet for you. And there you go. You're like, all right, so we can ask it anything. So here, let's ask it some questions. So add a column for profit margin. So we want to add a column for profit margin. So it very quickly, and again, it's such a great learning tool because I'll show you in a second when this is done. If somebody's brand new, not very good at at Excel, it can teach them how to do it. You can ask, how did you do that? Or it is gonna show me real quick here. I may have had it open too long. But yeah, I'm going to stop generating and then we're going to ask it again. Because it really does it. You see how quick it works. But yeah, very quickly, here we go, looking at the data. Maybe it wanted me to ask it something else. So as I said, so if it doesn't get it really quick. All right, maybe I need to. And you can see it's looking through the data through 151. I may have to, for the demo of shut that down. All right, we'll move on, but
yeah, and let me just interject. Excel, so everybody who's looking, Excel has been one of the pieces that Microsoft Copilot has been working on extensively. It was a little bit behind some of the other modules, so some of this is still coming along. In fact, I just got a notification yesterday, I believe, was some of the new additions that they're putting into Excel. So Excel, a little bit still work in progress, but it's coming along rapidly. And I can tell you personally, I have used it to create complex formulas that I would have taken me a significant amount of time in the past, and now done in seconds. So yeah, not Excel's a little bit still needs it needs a little bit more help, but it's coming along. So
yeah.
Just wanted to interject.
All right, so oh, no, that's fine. Thank you. So yeah. Word. So somebody gives you a Word doc and you're going into on the elevator up to see them in the office and you get bing, your secretary or whoever sends you, and they want to know what you think about it. And you're like, oh, geez. So we're going to open up Copilot. Again, right there on the top of the ribbon there on the right. So we want to summarize this doc. Thank you for knowing what I was going to ask. So we're going to summarize it, and that quick, it can read your doc and summarize what it is. And you're like, all right, it's an e-bike. What does everyone want to know about e-bikes and all that stuff? They want to know how long is it's going to take to charge. So we can ask it, how long is it going to take to charge the Thunderbolt? And I like, as far as this goes, so the safety features or whatever, you click on it, it's going to take you right there. So it's already told me that fast. It read the whole thing, and in 2 hours we get to 80% capacity. And how fast? What a huge time saver that is. And then you can ask it anything else. So are there any actions, dates, or deadlines? Which I would think everybody would want to ask. So say your boss or whatever sends you something. Are there any action dates or deadlines that I need to know about? Something I should focus on, and right there. So we could have gotten 50% off if we had ordered it by July 19th. So we already missed that. But just that fast, you see how fast that it can do that. So, and it can write anything for you. As I said, a teacher, it'll do a lesson plan, but here. So I'm going to, as a system administrator, create a doc that explains the advantages of using DLP. So we just go File. Here, let me just click out of this. We're going to go to Word. And then blank presentation. So if you open it on the side on the top right here is where you ask it questions about the doc, summarize the doc, whatever. So we want to write a doc. So if you wait a second, you see the Copilot icon popped up. So we're going to click on the icon and it describes what you'd like it to write. And as a system administrator, create a doc that explains the advantages of using DLP. Be sure to talk about how information can be accidentally shared. Hit generate. And just this fast, what a great thing of, hey, we need you to, talk to so-and-so about this, or your customer, or whatever. on their product. But now we're doing DLP. So that fast is going to create that. So say, all right, that's pretty cool. The that the first one that I had that was the Word doc about the bike. So the Thunderbolt specifications. So say we want Copilot to write up, give me another blank doc about, and this one we wanted to, so that Word doc, I want to write a user guide for my customers. And we want a user guide for customers that might buy that e-bike and that fast. There you go. So using that Word doc, it just created this user guide that fast. And I mean, how long would that have taken you? It would have taken quite a while for me to do that, but yeah, that fast. And then just to show, again, it can do anything. So a customer asked me to do, and I thought, well, that's pretty good. What is a recipe for, again, you can do it on anything. Give me a recipe for vegan Alfredo sauce. Just how fast that can do it. And he said, well, let's see if it's any good. And if you soak the oats, and it's a good recipe. So there you go, soaked in water for 4 hours overnight. Tara and I thought this was a great thing, and we were going to create a bunch of recipes and call it the Copilot Cookbook. That was our $1 million side hustle idea. But so this, yeah, don't run away with that. But how easy is that? I mean, anything you could write it, write a report on Bigfoot and it'll do it for you. But yeah, that fast. So PowerPoint. So PowerPoint, we open up PowerPoint and you got these prompts on the side over here. Create from file, create a presentation about whatever. I mean, anything you want, it can create a presentation about, but we're going to do it from file. And then usually they'll pop up, or if we just type the beginning, the first letter of it, it will come up for you. And then the Thunderbolt. So that e-bike, the e-bike Word doc we used, I'm going to create a presentation from that. My customers, I read it, they liked it. Now they asked, hey, can you create a presentation for us? So maybe we can maybe go to some bike shops and try and get it there. And so you see it's writing it. How long would it have taken you? I mean, just to come up with the font. And a question I get a lot is, hey, can we use a corporate template? Yes, you can. When you open it up, you can click on blank or corporate template, but that fast. And what I love that it comes up with is it creates speaker notes for me. So speaker notes should be in here. Or we could use design, but all right, so we're looking at it and just how fast. And again, any of these pictures, they're not copyrighted. And we're like after agenda and before introduction, we would like a slide about the history of bicycles. That would be pretty cool. Can it do it? And so wherever you're on, it is gonna drop it in there for you. I don't know what, something is going, here, I'm gonna click out of that and we're gonna open up PowerPoint again. Blank presentation. I maybe hit that, and then we're going to open Copilot. And then from file. And there it is. And it's going to create it, and it should say, it'll give us a percentage of what's done. So there it goes, drafting the presentation, 25% done, but generating slides, it should say adding speaker notes, which I don't know how often, there it goes right there. So what a huge, huge time saver, the notes. I mean, it may not be exactly what I'm going to say, but at least it's just what a great thing huge time saver. So after agenda, before introduction, let's see if that's still in there. Yep, slide about the history of bicycles. And so wherever you are, so I'm highlighted over 3, it should drop it right after 3. In between 3 and 4, it's going to make a slide about the history of bicycles. And that quick. So yep, in between 3 and 4. So how cool is that? Of just how fast it can do that. So, and again, you could create it on anything. You can say, create me a, a presentation about, the advantages of Copilot or anything at all. So just an example, you can take a file, quickly make it a PowerPoint presentation. It adds speaker notes for you. You can add different slides if you want. You can change pictures around, change font, do anything at all. But yeah. So Tara, that is it for me, and I'm going to hand it back to you.
This is Eric. I'm going to interject a couple things here. I thought of as Andy was doing his presentation, just to before wrap it up and with concerning of everybody's time here. But a lot of times we get the question about, why do you need somebody to help you implement Copilot? First of all, I love the name Copilot. Remember, you're the pilot. Copilot does a lot of the work. You have to review it and make sure it's right. But the one of the big things that was mentioned early on is security. Okay, if this is ingesting all of your information into the graph, the Microsoft graph, you want to make sure that the right people have access to the right information, and that's very important. And that's where we come into play, helping you make sure that the information the people who have access to the information are the right people. That's one of the big things. And also ongoing management of the, of Copilot, making sure it's working right and efficient. Think of Copilot as an assistant. If you ask your assistant to do something and you don't quite describe it properly, they may come back with the wrong information. And you saw a couple times where it wasn't quite right. Andy just had to ask it again and came back with the information. So those are some of the key points that we often get asked and talked about. And I'm going to now give it over to Tara and let her tell you how we can maybe help you get more out of Copilot.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Andy. And that was a wonderful presentation of all the capabilities. And there's so many things that you can do with it, which is great that we were able to really dive into that. So we hope that today's webinar has provided valuable insights and information about the future of AI in the workplace. As we continue to navigate through the rapidly evolving business landscape, it is important to stay ahead of emerging technologies like AI. As we have seen today, AI is not just limited to one industry or sector. It has the potential to transform businesses of all kinds and sizes. We at C&W Technologies are committed to helping businesses harness the power of AI to drive growth and success. If you would like to learn more or for a free AI consultation, please call 772-287-5215, or you can give us an email at ai@cwnow.com. Please keep an eye out for the post-event survey and the session recording, which will be sent shortly after the conclusion of this webinar. Thank you again for joining us, and we look forward to connecting with you in the future. Have a great, great day, everyone. Thank you.